We begin with outrage in Kentucky after a convict released from prison 13 and a half years early under what they call shock probation just last year is brought up on new kidnapping, assault, and robbery charges. Armand Langford appearing in court yesterday. He is accused of abducting a woman and her two young sons from their house on Friday to help him go and rob a bank in Louisville.
So much for rehab. Police say he forced the mom to drive her own car at knife point while one of the sons was in the front. Langford sat in the back with the youngest son. When they arrived at the bank, Langford allegedly used the mom as bait, threatening to kill her if the teller didn't give him $20,000. The teller gave him some cash. He ran off, but was found and arrested 6 hours later.
So the suspect is now being held on a $1 million bond, and we're learning he should have been serving a 14-year sentence for similar robberies, but he was released from custody early on shock probation in July of 2024 after serving just 5 months. Shock probation allows certain misdemeanors and felony offenders a second chance after a short time behind bars. A judge considers the seriousness of their crime and how the criminal is attempting to reform. The convict then serves the remainder of their sentence on probation if granted.
I'd never heard of that before. Meanwhile, Langford was granted shock probation under the conditions that he completed intensive outpatient treatment and submit to random drug tests. The family said this would never happen if Langford had served his full punishment.
Other states like Ohio, Indiana, Georgia, Texas, Alabama, and Iowa also offer shock probation programs. So he tells the judge, I was so shocked by my time in prison, those 6 months. I promise, Judge, I won't offend again. And then the judge lets him out.
Well, I've heard of, different sentences being deferred and the court deciding to allow the offender out. Never this early on someone that has already committed robbery. It's a violent offense. You would think that they would, take it a little bit more seriously, but apparently this is happening all across the country. It's the first time I've heard of the term, though.
Number one, I'd like to know the criteria. I mean, is it the gut feeling of a therapist that's worked with them constantly? Is there a punch list of things that they got to be able to pass? I mean, is there a panel that he's got to go in front of and impress? Or is it just one person just saying, okay, we have an overcrowded prison, well, let's let this guy go and see what happens?
And what happens now? Does he go back to prison? And then can he say, oh, I was shocked again, and he gets out again? He took this robbery to the next level. He took this woman, broke into their house, allegedly, and grabbed her two young sons and throws her in her car. She has to drive with a knife to her neck. We're going to interview Brandon Strong, who is the dad, the husband, whose family was allegedly kidnapped, coming up.
Well, he automatically has to now, if the judge has any brains, serve the rest of the first sentence now. He has to do the full 14 years.
You don't know.
Then
Some of
that's
these judges
additional.
are so liberal.
That's what I mean. If this judge has a brain, he's violated it twice. So he needs to do the 14 years plus the charges for this, which is kidnapping as well as robbery.
But how about this? Besides the judge and the shock probation, whoever evaluated these people have to be accountable. I want to know who they are. Who's the therapist that said, I think he's going to be fine? Right? Who didn't know? I mean, this guy in a matter of hours is out there doing things worse than he did before.
Right.
So I would like to know who's responsible for that.
How do you know? How do you know?
I know.
Well,
I'd like to ask that question.
And now, when we're reading which states also have shock probation, should we be concerned about that? Should we re-look at those laws and maybe change those laws? I mean, the state of Texas, that's shocking.
I'm curious of the foundation of it. I mean, the judges that I work for, it wasn't just the psychologists. They wanted you to do programs. And it was years of proving yourself before you got another shot.
Right.
6 months into a 14-year sentence is egregious.
All right.